What a wonderful opportunity to be here to discuss what is going to be, without doubt, one of the greatest changes in the history of mankind. And that is the notion and concept of vehicles propelling us from point A to point B without anyone actually physically handling the vehicle.
Launches are all coming in the next 18 months to 2 years, so that 2020 timeframe is where you can go to a major metro city around the world, probably San Francisco, New York, or Shanghai or Beijing, and pull out your phone, hail an autonomous vehicle.
I think it's really interesting when we think about safety to note that 95% of all accidents are caused by human failure. And given there were 1,225 deaths on Australian roads last year, and the technology trials that happened in the US have shown a 9-fold decrease in accidents, I think what that says is there's a lot of room for safety improvement that autonomous vehicles will bring.
We should be focused on the overall safety of the vehicles and the system, and using concepts like so far as reasonably practicable that we use in other modes, rather than specifically comparing it to human drivers, which we know are quite flawed and cause a lot of deaths on our roads today.
If you don't have the proper regulatory arrangements in place to give some sort of certainty, particularly around safety, there's the real prospect that a single incident could delay uptake. So there's sort of a balance between getting a reasonably stringent regulatory process in place while enabling it to be flexible and respond as things emerge.
We need to understand the technology, and in this country we should not just be a taker. We do need to invest in the skills, not only so that we can adopt and be a taker, so we can actually produce some of the stuff and actually influence the technology, the standards, and hopefully jobs.
Data is key in all of this, so not only access to data, but who controls the data and how you can use that data. But I think beyond and above all of the sort of more technical aspects around different standards of data and whether or not we can share data between different users and different inputs, is that there are really two things. IoT is key to all of this, and cybersecurity and IoT are really tightly tied together.
I think one of the key regulatory issues is going to be around who controls and who has access to the data, in particular a customer's personal data. So one of the critical issues, I believe, will be around the question of consent of the consumer to allowing their data to be used in various ways by the CAV manufacturer.
Because we are not manufacturing cars, I think we just have to be smarter in how we get into that space. If you don't manufacture a car, then just be smart with the data, either the data that you feed into the car or the data that comes out of the car. It's a great area with so much potential in terms of analytics now, artificial intelligence maybe later, to just develop new services or new things which I can't even start thinking about today. So for me, the future is bright.
Government will play an important role in changing those laws, but also in facilitating an environment where autonomous vehicles can be adopted in a way that manages safety concerns with the community.
Public trials are absolutely crucial. What we know now to what we knew before is it's a gulf. And I think that the more trials government can support and we can get up, the better.
The fact that we have a strong legal system, a really good regulatory framework which is both advanced and flexible, and the fact we've got great legal systems means that we can actually be a real player in this space and be able to export our expertise to other markets.
The key message for me today from this conference was just what an important time it is in Australia to have this forum, this broad spectrum of industry experts come together to really look at what Australia needs to do to make sure that we're best positioned to take advantage of this technology and all the opportunities that this presents for Australia.
One of the really exciting things about the conference today has been being able to see just how much we can achieve through collaboration and bringing together a range of sectors, government, legal profession, insurance companies, as well as the community to get a really good outcome in planning for autonomous vehicles.
One of the themes throughout today was who should be driving this technology adoption. I think one of the things that really came through is that it's a group effort. It's not the role of government, it's not the role of industry, it's not the role of the consumer, it's everyone's role. And particularly that came through in the RAC IntelliBus case study, where the private sector, the RAC, the manufacturer, Navia, and the government have formed a very useful partnership to actually get a trial off the ground.